She says, like, yeah, I'm ready to go for a walkies. Woo, let's go. My name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Hello. I'm at my parents' house. I'm taking care of the child this weekend. So the child, if you're new or if you don't know, it's Bella, the 12-and-a-half-year-old Shih Tzu Maltese that my parents and I have, and mom and dad are gone. Gone out of the city for the weekend. Not to the lake like usual, but to grandparents and then to my aunt and uncle's cabin. So they're like 4 or 5 hours away, and they were gonna bring Bella originally, but then I was like, she's a nuisance. Do you really want to be like worrying about her and socializing? I'll just look after her. And they're like, yeah, that's fine, because I get nothing going on this weekend anyways. So anyways, we're back in the old digs. It's a little different obviously, but this is where everything began. I wanted to start the vlog down here. It's officially Friday. I just got home from my piano lesson, and then I went home and swapped my spring jacket, my spring fall like fleece jacket, for my actual winter jacket, because I went for a walk today with the dog and I froze. It was too cold, so I was like, you know, I want my big winter jacket, which is rare because I'm the Canadian person who will milk wearing sandals for the longest time until there's snow on the ground. So wanting to wear my winter jacket, wild. Anyways, this is where I'm going to be for the next couple days. Mom and dad are coming home Sunday, I do believe. So I'll be going back home on Sunday. But other than that, what are we doing? Reading and writing. I need to catch up with the writing because I haven't worked on Project Favor. I was about to say the title, my god, in a really long time. So I need to get back on that and like do some good writing work. We're basically at the end of November and I have not nearly done what I wanted to do in November for this draft. So that's the plan. And I'm also going to be reading, of course. I'm going to hopefully be finishing up these two bad boys, which I started last weekend in my 24-hour readathon, Ship of Magic and Ordinary Monsters. I didn't read at all this week, so that's why they're here. And I pushed my original reading plans for this week to next weekend. What I mentioned in my previous vlog, that like 8-book stack, is going to be for next weekend. So this weekend I also have these two books. I'm gonna hopefully get a chunk done of Empire of Gold, but like the goal is to finish Ship of Magic and Ordinary Monsters first and foremost, and then I can start one of these two, or if not both. I also have Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. I really want to read, really want to read it before my hold is up on, or like I have to bring it back to the library. So these two are extras that I brought with because, you know, I don't have any plans tomorrow, so I'm planning on just like zooming through a bunch of stuff. But anyways, that's the weekend. I am not bringing any of that upstairs with me. Why? Because I don't want to work on anything. When I went back to my place, I picked up my keyboard to write with and also my Switch because I want to play some games. But right now, I need to make dinner. So I'm just gonna put this in the air fryer. On. Look, it's the bean. It's the little girl. It's the baby. Hi, sweet pea. What's going on? What's going on? Oi, oi. Anyways, that's the weekend. That's what's going on. It's just gonna be me and the dog. What a time. But I'm excited to see what I get done this weekend. Besides just hanging out with Bella. So stick around, grab a snack, grab your favorite drink, and we'll get to it. But happy weekend. A big stretch. Is that what you're telling me? You say Jenna? You say Jenna, please? Can I go for walkies? Oh my goodness gracious. Is that what you're telling me? Do you want to go for a walk? Yeah? Tell me, come tell me. How much do you want to go for a walk? A lot, apparently, according to that head tilt. Oh, you're coming up to say hello. Hello. Do you want to go for walkies? Yeah? My goodness. Well, I gotta go get socks. So. Give me a second, okay? I'm in the mood. I'm in the groove. I'm not in any groove. I don't know what I'm saying, but I know what you're saying. And you're saying I want to go outside. Are you ready? Yeah? Okay, this off first. Oh, shoot! You don't want to put your sweater off? You hate sweaters. Come here. Come here. How do you feel? Oh, how do you feel? You feel ready? Ready? Off she goes. Oh, to the water. Yeah. Oh, you're just so happy. You're just such a happy bee. Oh my goodness. Hello friends, happy Saturday. I'm getting like consistently more and more stuffed up as I'm sitting here. I just filmed an entire clip for the Ship of Magic, which is the first book in the Live Ship Traders trilogy, because I just finished this. Woo! What a fucking book. Holy shit. What a ride. What a damn ride. So finished this. I had like 4 hours left of the audiobook, 3.5 hours or something. I started about here. So I finished all of this today, but it's done. We love it. I think I'm going to see how long I have left in Ordinary Monsters versus how long the audiobook will take me for Broken Blade. because I would love to finish something else today. And it's just after 9, so I can kind of aim for something. I would love to finish Ordinary Monsters and get that off my plate. Or like, it just feels like I've been reading it forever, but I haven't. I've literally like spent 1 day on it and then just have had it on my brain until now. But Ordinary Monsters, I have that much to go, which is a lot. Another 300 and some pages. So we have that, or over 400 pages with A Broken Blade, but it depends on the audiobook speed, on which one I can finish quicker. I tried to write today. I got maybe 100 words down. My brain is just not braining. I think when I get home tomorrow, I'm going to I have a few things that I need to do tomorrow. I need to do a couple returns, and I probably need to go grocery shopping because I need to get like milk and bread and stuff because I'm out of basics. I would love to sit down and actually like see if I can just write out like part 2, like what happens next, so that I can decode whatever block is in my head right now. I feel no urge to write. I feel no spark in me for this story right now, which happens with every book that I write. It happened with A Little Luck around this time of year last year, actually, which it's also this time of year, but I'm in a much better headspace this time of year because last year I was trialing new meds, and I've now been on those meds for a year, and I'm much happier, much less anxious. You know, we love antidepressants in this household. That's really great, but I really would love to get good progress down on this draft in the last couple days of November, because it is currently the 25th. So what I would like to do tomorrow when I'm home is really kind of map out part 2 and maybe even part 3, just kind of like see if I can, as I said, decode what the block is in my head and get some actually good planning down, if not actually writing it. And if I need to jump ahead in the story to like find that momentum again, I'm gonna let myself, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, maybe I just need to tell myself what's gonna happen in the middle and then pick up the story at a later spot just to tell myself the story again, because that's what this first draft is to me. It's just telling myself a story, you know? It's not gonna be for anyone else to read. There's so many little bits in the story where I'm just talking to myself in brackets. Like today when I was trying to get words down, I did try that like jump ahead thing. And right before I did, I was just literally like, just finish this scene. I don't know what I'm doing. Keep going. Because you know what? It's fine. I just need to create the story, come up with the story. I do have like the main bullet points, but I need to kind of map myself to the bullet points. I think I've lost the ability to really just discovery draft my way through stuff like I used to when I was a kid. And even then I kind of knew, like I had an idea in my head on like plot and stuff like that, but I need a better roadmap to keep myself committed and on the road. Because right now we're just stopped on the side of the road with our hazards on because we don't know where we're going. That's gonna be tomorrow's job after I do a couple errands and stuff. That was today. Took the child for a stroll and have just been watching her all day. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Her little eyes open up. She's currently sleeping in her bed, eyes closed, and her back feet are up where her front feet are, and her front feet are like tucked under. She's so cute. Let me show you. So this is what she is. I don't know if you can tell, but her back feet are up near her top feet and her front feet are tucked under. She's like a giant pretzel right now. She's so cute and she's snoozing. But yes, I am now very stuffed, which is not good. I'm gonna go blow my nose and maybe find some like cold medicine just to like freeze whatever's happening. And I'm gonna decide which one I'm gonna read, which I will let you know. Hopefully something that I can then finish tonight, which would be fantastic. So that tomorrow, after my writing escapades, I can start one of the others or Empire of Gold. I should really get into Empire of Gold and like actually get a good chunk done, because next weekend I want to do the reading plans that I've had sitting on my sitting on my piano, and I just keep like pushing those reading plans out and out and out, but I really want to get to them. They are, I'll just tell you now, so like I force myself to actually get to it this coming weekend, but it's a stack of 8 sci-fi books. Earlier this year, I did a like sci-fi weekend attempt. I don't remember how it went. I really don't remember how it went. But I remember someone in the comments saying like, oh, you should try this again. Maybe it'll go better. So if my brain is remembering the comment correctly, it probably didn't go that well. I think it was because it was during that like weird reading slump I had in the middle of the summer. But none of the books I was reading were working at all. I have 8 books and I have another one at my library. Hopefully that it'll be in in time. I mean, it doesn't need to be because it is the 4th of a series. So I'll tell you now, we have like a bunch from my TBR, which I'm gonna prioritize the ones that I actually have on my TBR. And then I have a couple from the library, and I have the 2nd and 3rd Murderbot books, which I want to get to so bad. They're so little, and I like really want to reread the Murderbot books or like get into them properly. I don't think I have time to like reread book 1 and then get into book 2 and 3, but I have those. And then I have the 4th one on loan on hold at the library, so hopefully that comes in so that I can read that at some point. But yeah, I have Murderbot in there, in that good little chunk of books. And I also have the Valerie Valdez book 3 in the Chilling Effect trilogy, so I would really like to finish that series as well, which I'm so excited about. I just want to have a fun sci-fi weekend. Hopefully that'll be next weekend. Fingers crossed, it'll be next weekend, which is the first weekend of December. I'm gonna stop talking, but it is officially Saturday, end of day. I feel like this weekend has been very long, and it's literally just Saturday today. But I know, I guarantee it, tomorrow at this time, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, it's already the end of the Sunday. Where did the weekend go? And I think it's because I'm actually like getting up a little earlier because of the child. We woke up this morning to the fire alarm that's in my room in the basement, right above the bed, chirping at us because the battery was dying. So that was a fun moment to wake up. It was like integrated in my dream, and then it woke me up. And usually Bella hates the sound, any beeps at all. She like flips the fuck out and gets so anxious and like starts like vibrating, and she freaks out and she needs to leave. She hates the sound. And my theory is that she got stuck in the house one day when the fire alarm was dying, and we don't know how long it was beeping for because we don't know like when it started dying during the day. And we came home to find her a shaking mess, losing her ever-loving mind, and the fire alarm chirping. Like, not actually like beeping like it's going off, but just chirping because the battery's dying. She hates it. But this morning, as soon as I realized it was chirping, I got up immediately and I was like, oh God, because she's literally on the bed with me and she didn't hear it at all. So the claims that she's going deaf by my parents have weight because she doesn't react as much. Like, she's gonna be 13 in February, which is crazy. She's just an old lady, but she doesn't act like it. She acts like a puppy still. Yeah, that was our wake-up call this morning at like 9:30, which is a lot earlier than I usually get up on the weekends. I understand it's not early, but like to me, it's early on the weekends. We've had a full day. It's been a day. Have I done anything productive other than finish the book? No. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna see which one I'm gonna read, and I'll let you know. Come and see. Come here. Elevator. There we go. There we go. What do you think? You gonna do some rollies? Are you gonna do some rollies? It's so nice of you to put your butt on my camera. He's just a sniff-o-matic this morning. Here. You're such a cutie. Yes, you are. Oh, so you're getting comfy. Yeah? You love this, don't you? You love hanging out with me on this bed? while we're here, we might as well talk about Ordinary Monsters because I finished this last night. Hello friends, happy Sunday. I was intending this to just be aesthetic because I know what she does on a bed. So I finished Ordinary Monsters yesterday. What a book. I don't know if I super liked it a whole lot. It was definitely a mess plot-wise. As I said in a previous vlog, it was kind of not hitting the mark with the aesthetics that I wanted it to. It definitely wasn't a favorite like I thought it was gonna be, but like it was good. Like overall it was fine. I think that's the word for it. It was just fine, which, you know, happens sometimes, hey baby. Sometimes you just have a fine book and that's okay. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that I finished it. I don't know, the ending was definitely something. My main takeaway from this book is that I feel like this book was a lot of like things were just happening to the characters. The characters weren't making choices. They were running from stuff. We had so many things that I know that the author was just like, let's just put this in here. Like there were so many scenes or people even, like characters that felt put in for plot purposes. I think this could have been done in a much cleaner way. And I think instead of focusing on everybody, we could have focused on like either just the kids at the school and brought in Charlie and Marlo instead of at the halfway point much earlier. And I understand that the author was doing that so that it like slowly built up and like we built up the scares of Jacob Marber, who is the villain, and like his liches and stuff like that, and really built up the world and like what they do and whatever, and gave us some backstory for Jacob Marber to make him a little bit morally gray and like, do we trust him, do we not? But like, I mean, he was attacking kids at the end. I don't trust that man, because a lot of the things that were happening in the middle, once we got to the school, we were told a lot of things and we were just supposed to accept it. And I was like, okay, like sure, this guy is Marlo's adoptive father and Marlo is like the chosen one kid who defeated Jacob Marber previously, very Harry Potter-esque. And then like a lot of the kids didn't really get enough screen time, so they felt like, or page time, so they just felt like caricatures. They didn't feel like real characters. But I did really like Marlo, but not as much as I thought I was going to. Like Marlo, like in the reviews on Goodreads, is getting so much love. Like that little boy is getting so much love, which he deserves. He's such a cutie and such a sweetie, but like we don't get him as a character very much. We just get everyone else's view of this little 8-year-old boy. I don't know, like it was kind of a mess, but I see what J.M. Miro was doing, and the ending did kind of make me want to check out the sequel whenever that comes out. So we'll see. I probably won't buy it. I'll probably just get it from the library. But Ordinary Monsters was a tome that's been on my TBR for a while because it was a November book in my head. And it wasn't really a November book. Like it kind of was. It kind of had like the big, thick fantasy-esque vibes. But yeah, I think it needed a plot overhaul. It needed some streamlining. It didn't need to be over 600 pages. It could have been much more snappier and expressive and atmospheric if we had just narrowed the story down and then use all the other ephemera as like backstory and building, and like it's just something that like it feels like what the author did was that he had all of this planned, or they or she or whomever, I don't know, I don't know what the gender of J.M. Miro is. I don't know what their gender is, but it feels like what they did is that they just planned everything like an author's supposed to, world building wise and backstory wise and all this kind of stuff, and then loved all of it and wanted to include all of it, which is not something you're supposed to do. You're just like, obviously, like you want to include like what's important to the story and whatever, and like flashbacks, and I don't know, it was kind of a mess. Now it is midday on Sunday. I haven't eaten breakfast. I haven't made coffee. I'm just here vibing. Mom and Dad are gonna be home at like 2. They said I could leave early though if I needed to, which I did say I have a bunch of running around to do. But do I want to do that running around today? No. I'm just gonna hang out with the child for a little bit and then see where my feelings lie, and then we'll decide, because she's such a cutie. So like, how do you leave this little thing, right? But now I'm freaking her out because of all my bags on the thing. But it's okay. Everything is fine. That's the update. It's Sunday. I finished 2 books this weekend, and I hope I can get through another one, but I also would like to do some writing, as I said previously, so we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I'll probably see you guys when I get home. Guess who's home? Who's that? Oh. Yeah? Who's there? Who's home? Okay, Melissa Blair, I see you. I'm gonna have to sleep on that one before I tell you any of my thoughts. Hello, my lovely friends. Happy Monday and welcome to the end of this vlog. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are. It is officially Monday, technically Tuesday, because it is 20 past midnight. Woo! I totally forgot to edit this vlog until like 10:30, almost 11. So that's what I've been doing for the last hour and a half, is editing this vlog. And I got to the end of it and I was like, oh God, I need to finish this clip because I haven't even told you about what I read yesterday. So yesterday I ended up deciding to pick up A Broken Blade. It was fairly late, I guess, like 9 or 10 when I decided to start this audiobook. And I listened to it for a while I was wrapping some gifts, and I wasn't like super into it for the first 25 to 40% roughly. And then like I got tired of wrapping. So, because there was a lot of things that I had to wrap, like little things that I had to wrap. And I love wrapping gifts, don't get me wrong. I love carving out like a night, putting on a Christmas film and just wrapping all of the gifts at once. But this time around, I have a lot of little things to wrap, a lot of little things for my friends. So I was like, okay, I need to get going on it and like actually start doing it. So that's what I've been doing, or that's what I did yesterday. I got started on it. I still have like over half of that left to do, but that's fine. I will do that another night once I actually need to go and do a little bit of Christmas shopping specifically for my dad. After this, probably. Maybe tomorrow, who knows. I was listening to A Broken Blade when I was doing that. And then after that, when I decided to stop, I came and I actually like sat and like read this with the audiobook, which is my usual shtick. That's how I get through books so quickly and so fast and read so many. I read them at the same time as listening to them because then my focus is like whew, sharp. I was definitely intrigued by this. It was definitely good. Like by the end of it, I was like, huh, like I kind of want to get into this series. Like I want to pick up the second one, which is like, what else can you ask for when you're reading a series? You know, like when you read the first of a series, if you pick it up and you're just like indifferent about the next one, it wasn't a good time, you know? This one, I think was an okay time. I think it was interesting. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a perfect book. And I didn't like super love a lot of the like relationships between characters. And some things felt more like plot driven and like pushed by the author rather than something that happens naturally by the plot and like what the characters' decisions are. Like sometimes you can feel the author's hand in some instances. Mainly the first like tension building thing between our main character and this like villain called the Shadow. So this follows Kira. And in this world, Kira is a halfling. And in this world, halflings are property of the government, of the king of the crown. They don't have citizenship, they don't have the right to vote, etc., etc. They don't have any rights. They are just tools by the crown. They are trained and conditioned to be tools in either the pleasure sense or the violence sense. In Kira's case, she is a very violent tool for the king, i.e. she is the king's assassin, basically, I would say. In that, she goes around and she basically kills people of her own kind because the king tells her to. And it's just a survival tactic at this point. So she lives in this really terrible world where like humans have basically completely not eliminated all the elves, but like have massacred the elves and like pushed them into hiding, essentially. And then there are also fae, which they don't really have any doings of. So there are fae, elves, halflings, which are people of mixed descent, the children of elves and humans, or the children of elves and halflings, etc., like, because of obviously, like, you know, bloodlines. If they bleed amber, they are halfling. This is the world that Kira is living in. She is a blade. She is the blade, funnily enough. She is the blade, and she basically, like, runs this whole group of shades, which are halflings that have been trained to be, like, assassins, essentially. They're, like, the warriors of the kingdom. It's kind of a cool, interesting system, and I wish we had gotten more of that and like learned more about this like seemingly all women-led assassin group. I want more of that, but we didn't really get much of that because Kira is sent off near the beginning of this to take care of the Shadow, who is this man who's basically like wrecking havoc around the kingdom and making things really shitty for the king, which we love to see, to take down the power. So she's basically told by the king to go and like bring his head back. As she does this, she has come toe to toe with the Shadow a couple times and like fought him. But Kira is actually quite like trigger warnings for alcoholism and all this kind of stuff because there's actually a lovely list at the front of content warnings, which we love to see. Right here, big old page of content warnings. And one of the main ones was alcoholism, because Kira is an alcoholic. At the beginning of this, like every time she sees the Shadow, she is not in her top form. She is like drunk out of her mind and kind of barely escapes these battles, even though she knows she could take him down. But there's this one moment where she like seeks him out. There's this like moment of really big tension. This is what I was talking about before. Man, I'm rambling today. There's this moment of like tension, and there's this like weird secret or like this like feeling between them that's very tangible, this like pull to each other. It's a fantasy romance as well, so that should be your indication. It's a fantasy romance with like surprisingly very little smut. Like we only really get it near the end, which interesting. But we have like the trope of like the mysterious bad boy kind of vibe. There's this moment of like you can feel the author being like, okay, something needs to happen here that like ties them even closer together. And like out of the blue, in the middle of their fight, he kisses her. And it's like this thing that makes absolutely no fucking sense. Like it wouldn't make any sense unless he was trying to do it, unless he was like goading her the whole time and like trying to be really flirty and like trying to throw her off her game and then kissed her. But that like wasn't the thing. It was just like completely out of the blue, like, and then they kiss. You know, like it wasn't like a build up or anything. And then it became like a thing the whole time in the book because she's trying to figure out like why he kissed her. And then it's like their relationship as well. It's like, so on this mission that Kira goes on, she ends up finding out a lot about the kingdom that she's in and a promise that she made a long time ago and all this kind of stuff. As she searches for answers, Kira is haunted by a promise she made long ago, one that will test her in every way. To keep her word, Kira must not only save herself, but an entire kingdom. Anyways, I did like this, and I liked the reading experience, and the writing was pretty good. The audiobook was pretty good, so I might continue with it. I feel like I probably should, because I was intrigued enough by it by the end that like I feel like I should probably continue with the trilogy. I think it's only a trilogy. I could be wrong though, but I know the second book is out in the world, so fun. Anyways, so that's what I read yesterday, and of course, previously in this video, I finished Ordinary Monsters, which I talked at length about and how much of a mess it was. And of course, Ship of Magic, which I'm keeping my thoughts for that specific vlog, but I did really like this as well. Nothing that I have read in November has been a 5-star, other than Gideon the Ninth, which was a reread. We've had some pretty okay books, and this was my 12th book of the month, which I was very surprised by when I was filling out my book journal this morning. I haven't yet run any of these through Compile though. Like I just kind of like wrote them in my book journal to like do in Compile after the fact, but I'll have to do that tomorrow. Anyways, my friends, I'm gonna leave it here. I've been rambling. I guess one last comment on my writing yesterday. I did jot note map out part 2. So I have a little bit better of a roadmap going forward, but I don't think I've completely dissolved the block in my head. I need to actually like sit down and write to figure that out. But anyways, we'll see what happens in the end of November into December with that project. But this was my reading weekend. What a time, what a wonderful place to be. And we'll see what I get up to this week and next week. Hopefully it'll be a good sci-fi wonderful time. And if you want to see that reading vlog, definitely subscribe if you haven't. I never say that in my videos, but you should, because I love you so much as a friend, of course. Anyways, friends, I will catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.